You don't have weed, do you?
Do I look like the type of person that would have weed?
I'm sorry.
Boom. Yeah.
I have nothing against hippies. I just want to beat the shit out of them.
That was a clip from the highly anticipated Zombieland sequel, Zombieland Double Tap. The original dysfunctional zombie-killing family is back, but we also get some new faces, including hippie Berkeley. And joining me now is the man who plays Berkeley himself, Avan Jogia.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
Look
Thanks
at this
for having
fit,
me.
first of all, and it's
Well,
really
no.
coordinating with your name here.
I decided maybe I'll just show what the glasses could look like.
You did bring them.
And then I'll
And then you're gonna take them off.
That's it.
He has a complete look, guys, head to
Yeah.
toe. But speaking of looks, first of all, people are so excited for this film. We will get into it, but I gotta talk about what you wore to the premiere.
Yeah.
You and your girlfriend, Cleopatra, recreated Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie's look from the 2000s. I mean, that was pretty brilliant. I think you guys kind of broke the internet there. Were you surprised by the reaction?
Yeah, because we were just doing something. You know, look, premieres are like really stressful.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know, it's really fun. Like, well, let's inject having fun back into the premiere experience. But yeah, we didn't expect it we didn't expect anyone to care. Honestly, we sort of expected people to go, okay.
But I think
why?
I think it's also because it's just so spot on, you know? It's so spot on, and you could have really done any iconic couple on the carpet, right? Like you could have done Britney and JT in the full denim.
The full denim.
Why Billy Bob and Angelina?
Because JT in the full Britney in the full denim is too much of a look. And
That's
this
where
is
you
sort
draw
of
the
like subtle. Like I don't mind that Billy Bob fit.
Yeah.
You know, leather pants, like round leather pants with the shirt and the hat.
It's your vibe too, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is like not that far off from what I do. Yeah, so it was lots of fun.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the movie. Obviously, it's been 10 years since the first Zombieland.
Right.
And we got all the original players back: Woody, Bill, Emma, and Abigail, and Jesse. How did it feel to step into their world and join the Zombieland family?
You know, I mean, it was really fun. I mean, they were very welcoming to me. It was really an easy set to be on, and everyone, like, you know, you're just basically, you know, having jokes with, like, these great actors and, like, punching the jokes up and trying to make it funnier, and, yeah, it was just great. It was a really welcoming experience.
I was gonna say, you guys shot in Georgia?
Yes,
Georgia.
Atlanta.
Okay,
Yeah.
how long was the shoot, and how did you guys bond on set?
We shot for about, like, 2 months. I mean, you know, it's funny, like, you shoot a lot of a movie and you realize, like, okay, so I did most of my like stuff like throughout like a couple weeks or whatever, but the most time I spent on set was holding a bit of fence.
Really?
With Jesse, because it takes so long to do all the action stuff.
Right.
So me and Jesse held a bit of fence for 3 nights in a row.
Get out of here.
And you start to go a little insane.
crazy, right?
You go a little crazy. And there's just these zombies running past you, and you're just like talking about like life, and you're just holding a bit of fence. And so I think that was like, you know, it's the mundane stuff that really ends up being the most bonding, rather than like the big fun scenes or whatever.
You know, some cast they bond with like game nights, wine and cheese nights. Y'all are just holding up fences and just being like, here we are for 3 days, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
In the bitter cold of Atlanta. I don't know why everyone says it's a hot Atlanta.
It was cold.
It was cold. We shot it in January. It's freezing there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, you know what's amazing is you also share the screen in this film with a former co-star, Zoe Deutsch,
Yeah.
right? You guys were in the Year of Spectacular Men.
Yeah, we were in the Year of Spectacular Men.
What's it like
together.
reuniting with her on this one?
Oh, great. Yeah, it was great. I mean, she's so funny in the movie as Madison, and her character's like great, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want fans to know, fans of the original, what do you want them to know about this sequel? What can they expect?
I think that if you liked the original and you sort of liked exploring that world and seeing everybody again, if you want to see them again,
Right.
it's a really good way to like tap back into that world. And what I like about it is that, you know, it sort of started the zombie film fad, you know, and then so now we're going back to it and we're getting to comment on the last 10 years of the zombie mania that happened. So I think that people get a lot out of that.
So when you got the script, what was your reaction? Was this an easy sell for you to join?
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. And the character's really fun, you know? I like to be able to, you know, my whole thing is like, is the character fun to do? Then yes, I'm probably into it. So yeah, the character's fun to do. He's like obnoxious and gets to like pretend that he writes music when he doesn't really write music. And yeah, it's great.
I mean, even in the trailer, we get a clear picture, I would say,
Yeah, he likes
of
a
who
little,
Berkeley
he
is.
likes a little smoke every
little
once in a while,
ganja,
you know.
a little, you know, it doesn't hurt.
Pizza or whatever they used to code,
Right.
the middle school or high school code used to be.
The DARE program. I want to talk about Emma Stone, your co-star, because her next role is as Cruella de Vil in the 101 Dalmatians reboot. Did she talk?
Still?
That's a still. That's her first look of her as Cruella. What do you think?
Wow, that looks great.
It's dope, right?
Yeah, that is amazing.
I mean, she would make a pretty good Cruella, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, now, I mean, I always thought that, I mean, obviously she's a great actress, so
Right.
I assumed that she would, but having seen this photo, that's amazing.
I'm like, I already have my tickets. Actually, no, this is gonna be on Disney Plus. We have to stream it.
Yeah. so you're gonna have to buy the
service, the streaming
yeah,
service.
the streaming service.
Get in line, Disney
Come
Plus.
on,
Right,
all these-
exactly. I do want
It's
to
like cable again. I have all the, I'm spending all, whatever.
I can't keep
I
up.
don't know.
Thankfully, Zombieland Double Tap you can watch in the theaters.
In the theaters,
right?
like we used to. Like,
Exactly.
have a good time.
I love it. Speaking of good time, actually, I want to take it back because it's nearly 10 years since Victorious first premiered.
Yeah.
I mean, you actually told ET Live back in April that you would do a reboot only if it was like a raunchy college version.
Yeah.
So, like, what does that look like for Beck? Like, what's the college version of Beck?
I think, I don't know. I think it probably, I think he thinks acting is going to work out.
Yeah.
I don't think it is for him. I don't know if he has it. We'll see. If you watch the show, I do very little acting in the show, and I'm supposed to be the actor in the show.
the actor, right.
So so I think he's got his hopes set high, and maybe maybe him and Jade break up.
I love that.
Can't they go to different schools?
See, let's workshop it. Because I'm
Come
trying
on,
to make
guys,
this
let's
reboot
write-
happen. What do we have to do to make it happen?
I don't know, man. We
Yeah.
gotta. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like 10 years. Well, look, maybe it's 10 years. Maybe that's the thing.
you go.
Maybe 10 years took Zombieland 10
Zombieland.
years to remake it. Maybe
Listen.
it takes 10 years for Victorious to be remade. Maybe that's it.
10-year challenge. That is
Yeah,
a thing.
that is
a thing. We could do it. Does it feel like 10 years has passed since that show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's time is weird. It was yesterday and also like a million years ago. So, so yeah. So it's cool. But it's nice to look back and see all my friends and see what they're doing now, and it's really cool.
Well, I was gonna say Daniella just had a baby.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ariana Grande is like at the peak of her career. Does it trip you out to see these people that you really were growing up with on set and just see where life has taken them?
Yeah, I mean, it's always amazing. Like like I said, time's a trip. Like the longer you have friends and see them reach the thing that they wanted to do or have different life goals pass. It's cool. It's a trip to see all that happen, and I'm very proud of all of them.
I love that. You have a new book out.
Yeah.
Mixed Feelings.
Yeah.
Tell people about it.
Yeah, I wrote this book. I grew up mixed race, and so it was about sort of like analyzing what it is to be mixed in a world that is increasingly like obsessed with race and sort of polarizing about race and dividing these lines between all of us. I want to talk about sort of what it is to be a mixed person and sit on top of those lines, and maybe it gives us a different vantage point.
Yeah.
And also just to start a conversation. Like I interviewed a bunch of other mixed kids, and I reached out on social media to interview with people, and I got a really good sense of like what the mixed consciousness or collective is. And so it was cool to like start a conversation and have a place where people can read the book and maybe start talking about their own feelings about their race, or like buy this book for someone that they know is sort of like mixed and not, sort of going through stuff, and it's sort of just as a support thing.
Did you find that there was a common experience based on all these experiences and stories you heard?
Well, that's what I found was the most interesting, is that no matter how people were what their racial background was, no matter what the mix, all of them shared the same thing, which is not enough for this, too much for that.
Yeah.
Oh
my God,
and that at a certain point, people place you in a category. You're mixed. You're like mixed into your age. Like on Instagram, everyone's like, "Oh, mixed babies," and like they get like trained on Instagram and stuff. And then like at 8 years old or 10 years old, they're like, "Yeah, but then you gotta pick a side now."
Literally standardized testing. You have to like,
like
mark what's your race,
click.
what's your ethnicity. Exactly.
Yeah, and and for people who have multiracial backgrounds, it's a little bit of a confusing question to ask. And so a lot of the book is about that. And I interview all types of people from all over the world, and it's really interesting to get. We do have a culture as mixed people, regardless of your race, of this sort of in between shared culture.
Literally, you're speaking my language, like which is multiple languages. Right?
Which is like more than one language.
For sure. I mean, a common question. I was like, what are
What's
you?
going on?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Explain your face. That's my favorite thing.
Absolutely.
People run in from other rooms to be like, explain it. And
What's
it's
your
like,
name from?
Yeah,
Like,
what kind of name is that? And
Yeah.
the guessing game. I think it's really funny.
So well, we can read all about it in Mixed
Yeah,
Feelings. I
yeah,
love
it's
it.
pretty fun.
Before you go,
Yeah.
we got to play a little game in honor
Yes.
of Zombieland Double Tap. Who is most likely to Zombie Apocalypse Edition? Look, we
Oh
made
my
a
God.
fancy
Wow,
graphic
you
here.
did. Look at-
There's the cast right there. So I want you to answer which Zombieland Double Tap co-star is most likely to do what in an apocalypse. Starting with, which co-star is most likely to steal all the food supplies for survival for themselves? Who's gonna be grubby and get all that food?
I don't know.
themselves.
Maybe Maybe Berkeley. Berkeley would do that.
Okay,
I think
so you.
Berkeley. Yeah, Berkeley's maybe not the. He's pretty dastardly, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, dastardly. Is that what we using that word? Still?
The word of the day, folks.
Dastardly.
Dastardly. Love it. Which co-star is most likely to hide and just hopes that the apocalypse ends soon?
Probably Madison.
Yeah.
That's Madison's whole move.
Right.
From the very jump of the movie. So I think that's probably her move.
Okay. Which co-star is most likely to try and save all the remaining survivors left during the apocalypse?
Abby. Abby, yeah, Little Rock. She's Abby as a person.
Yeah.
Would do that, and maybe Little Rock. Maybe less Little Rock, but Abby as a person.
Abby, I hear that. Okay, which co-star is most likely to fend off the zombies, keep them at bay, protect you guys at least by some time?
Buy some time?
Yeah.
Would I put on the case that way?
Like, who would be a good distraction?
Not in the way that you think, but I think Jesse's bright enough to come up with a great distraction.
Right.
So I think I would say it's probably him.
All the brains from doing a social network, you know?
Yeah, how to connect.
How do you connect? Exactly.
Connect everyone.
Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, which co-star is most likely to try and call for help on their phone and hope someone will come and save them? If you guys even have your phones.
Oh man.
Who's on their phone the most? Like on set.
On set? Yeah. You know what's funny? I didn't really see any people on their phone. People,
Okay.
People do. It's a big professional movie. You know,
They're in the
People
workplace.
Trying to do it in the workplace.
They're
But
in
as far
the-
as like
doing a
what
job.
character would,
Yeah.
probably Madison takes that one too.
Okay.
Probably. But there was no. I mean, like there wasn't like the iPhone wasn't the same thing that it was in 2009 that
ago.
it was. That's a lot of this. It's so funny because a lot of the jokes that come out of like this whole. It has been 10 years
Yeah.
since Zombieland, right? Like since the world ended in
100%.
this story.
Yes.
So like, a lot has happened.
A lot has changed.
The Kardashians weren't even a thing.
Back then?
I don't even think so, right? How long have we been living with them?
I
Under
feel like they've been around
under
forever,
Under the
yeah.
shadow of
You might be right.
the titans of social media.
It just feels
How
like
long
it's
is
been
that?
like 2 decades. You know?
Yeah,
but I
it feels
think
like
if I-
the era
Yeah.
of the Kardashian era.
Right.
That's how historians will look back on us.
I hope not. Gosh.
I don't know.
A couple more for you. A couple more for you. Which co-star is most likely to try and become friends with the zombies during the apocalypse?
I think character, yeah, Berkeley. That's Berkeley's
Okay,
chef.
yeah, that's right.
He's a peacemaker, and even if they're trying to render his flesh off of his body, he's a peacemaker.
How about this one?
He's an idiot, is what he is.
But you know what? He's Switzerland.
Yeah,
he's
he's
probably gonna
likable.
bring everyone
He's a
together.
likable idiot.
I like that. Which co-star is most likely to find all the sources for survival, aka be the leader?
Rosario. I think Rosario would be. That's Rosario's thing. I
Okay.
think that's way up her alley.
love that.
Yeah, she's just got a unifying energy. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Emma
Maybe
Woody.
like her and Cory Booker can do it together.
right?
You know what I mean?
Maybe
Like,
they're the
that's-
ones to try and become friends with the zombies.
Right, together they try to bring everyone a community.
Meanwhile, Woody and Emma, what are you guys doing during this apocalypse, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. What is Woody doing this apocalypse?
I love it. All right, well, tell people when the movie is out and what's up next for you, actually.
No, I'm shooting this thing for Quibi. Speaking of new streaming services.
Yeah.
There's a new streaming service called Quibi, and I'm shooting this thing for that, so it's pretty exciting. It's Dane DeHaan and Micah Monroe, so it'll be really fun. It's sort of a thriller, psychological thriller. But as far as Zombieland, you can see that October 18th. It'll be very exciting, and yeah, I'm actually gonna do a screening of the movie today for
There
a
you go.
live audience, one of the first live audiences I've been with, so it's gonna be cool.
Spooky season is now set for you
It's
because of the Zombieland sequel. Oh my God, I had your name right the entire
you did-
time,
you
and I
did good.
just messed it
You
up
got
right
nervous.
now at the
That's
end.
all it was.
That
You
was
got
it.
nervous. All right, here we go.
Avan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate you.
See ya.